Listen.
Welcome to Lifestyle Buzz Today with Orlando. Fresh, innovative, entertaining talk about topics we are all in one way or another involved with. And now here's your host, Orlando Burgos.
Hello, world, and welcome once again to another episode of Fun Zone here in Lifestyle Buzz. And I want to take a few minutes to say hi to all the beautiful people out there. And the ugly ones, I'll say hi tomorrow, okay? So don't worry, I'll cover you, but not today. Jesus, what a crazy week it's been. All these parades up and down, protests, people having a yell fest everywhere in the country over this nomination. And I have to say one thing. Listen, people, chill. Life is too short for all this nonsense, especially when many of you are out there hollering to our fellow citizens, and you really have no reason to do so because you don't know what the issues are. I've seen interviews of the people that are screaming the loudest, and funny enough, they really have nothing positive to say about anything. So go home, okay? Leave life to the grown-ups and stop this nonsense, okay? Life is way too cool to be wasted on this type of stuff. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to be introducing my guest here pretty soon, is that a lot of people fall through the trap of despair and into the drug scene. And you know what? We as citizens need to really do something about that because it's hurting way too many people, not only the ones addicted to the problem, but the ones that are next to them, seeing this decay happening and not being able to do very much. So we are going to be talking to a couple of people here who are very much involved with an organization called Not One More. And I have to applaud these people because what they do is positive thinking. More people need to join this organization, and we're going to be showing you some paraphernalia that they brought over, plus a great interview with the organizers and a friend of the organizers, who I think Mr. Englander is part of the organization?
Just a supporter.
Okay, just a supporter. So we have with us, and I'm going to introduce him now because I want to get right into the meat of things right after the break, Mr. Phil Englander, who has been on the show before. He's a man of many talents and a supporter of the organization Not One More. And Mr. Pat Montoya.
Yes, sir.
The founder?
Yes, a founder and president of Not One More, yes.
Okay. We're going to be getting into the meat of the organization here pretty soon, but I want to make sure that people understand that it's not only a talk situation, but they have produced little films, little shows, little
awareness videos.
Mm-hmm. They have written format brochures. There's a whole lot of stuff that they really do to try to promote healing from this problem. Let us pay a few bills and we'll come back, and then we'll really get into learning what Not One More is all about. Stay tuned. Go get a beer, go get some coffee, come back.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our Live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
All right, we are back, and you're listening to your pal Orly here at Lifestyle Buzz. And with me on deck here, Mr. Pat Montoya, founder and president of Not One More, and a great man, a supporter, businessman, Mr. Phil Englander. Not One More is a product of our communities coming together out of frustration, sorrow, hope, and passion for change against addiction that this epidemic has caused. How did you get started with this?
We started in 2012, and basically it was families coming together. We noticed that, I came involved because I was an athletic coach for the young kids, and I was watching some of our kids growing up, and they were dabbling into drugs and stuff like that. We had lost one of them, but also I noticed on the newspaper that a couple people died, and they said it was over a heroin overdose. And it was like the first time I seen it publicly put into our community, and our community being Simi Valley, California. So we decided, something needed to get done. So
you saw it come home.
Yes.
You saw it very close.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people have a predisposition to, anytime the drug epidemic is mentioned, they always try to set it off as being part of the homeless, the poor, everywhere but home.
Right.
And it just so happens that it's an epidemic that is hurting affluent, middle of the road. Everybody.
Yes.
Women, children, males, old, black, white.
Right.
It doesn't make any difference what. It's there. What do you feel is the main cause of the weakness for drugs?
Well, I think one of the main things is the prescription drug epidemic and how prescription drugs were doled out to just about anybody who needed them or wanted them. Let's say wanted them, needlessly. And basically when we first started, we were focused more on the heroin epidemic, people overdosing on heroin. But we didn't realize that a lot of that was happening through the prescription drugs. People were getting these opiate prescription drugs, and once those prescriptions were over, it was producing an addiction. And as that addiction came on, they were no longer able to get their prescription drugs, so they moved to the street level part of it, which is heroin, and you can get it at a lower, it's cheap, you can buy it on the street, and it's readily available.
We were talking outside just before Matt led us into the station here. I come from a culture where the use of marijuana was the lowest of the low. In Costa Rica, where I was a kid, and my mom used to say, don't hang around those people there because they're marihuanos. And that was the thing. Marijuana has always been seen as, in my opinion, I could be all wet, but I need for you guys to correct me. I've seen it as the stepping stone, the beginning of the road to addiction.
Right.
In many circles, Phil was telling me that between alcohol and marijuana, you see more favor towards marijuana than alcohol. There's really not one of these is actually a good example of how to behave. They're all addictive. They're all bad. Is the legalization of marijuana now more of an open door to start experimenting with illicit drugs?
Oh, well, absolutely. It's just like alcohol as well. I mean, they're both legal now. So, even as our adolescents are getting involved, my fight isn't about adults getting involved with, smoking marijuana legally. It's the adults setting the example to our children.
Right.
And our children going out and saying, you know what, it's a natural high, it's okay to do this. Well, like you mentioned earlier, why do any of it? Whether it's alcohol, tobacco, I believe everything has a gateway, and marijuana being a gateway, as well as alcohol or tobacco. So when these kids get into that, their adolescent brains aren't fully developed until they're about 25 years old.
Well, see, I believe that a lot of adults, a lot of parents, have actually put way too much trust on the thinking patterns of their children. Instead of actually providing guidance for them, they say, well, you're smart enough to know. Kids are not smart enough to know.
They are not. No.
Kids are like sponges. They will gravitate to everything and anything, but always to the one that is fun.
Right.
Right now, there's a big problem with these vape cigarettes.
Yes.
Because the kids are going like, oh, it tastes like mint, it tastes like apple, it tastes like whatever.
Candy. It's basically you walk through a cloud of
But you know
vape.
what? There's plenty of nicotine into all that vape thing. I mean,
Yes.
it's really not a safe
Yes.
item.
Right.
Phil, you have children.
I do. I have two.
You have teenagers. I went through that route because I had my two kids too. How do you communicate to your children of the fact that they need freedom, but they also need restraint?
It's tough with social media today, video games. There's a lot of opportunity for children to rely on other people for advice. I think you just have to instill as a parent how important it is for your kids to trust you and come to you. Feel confident enough to come and talk to their parents if there's a situation that they're uncomfortable with. And quite honestly, my kids are at that point where they will come to us if they see something that they don't understand or something that they don't agree with. Where they find it's in the need to want to be accepted by their friends.
Right.
A lot of times it doesn't matter what their friends are doing. As long as they accept them, that's all they care about. And unfortunately, they will overlook the drug situation, the alcohol situation, just to be accepted by those people. And I think it's just, you need to let your children know that you're there for them, that you no matter what they come to you with, you're not going to get upset. You're going to sit there and you're going to talk to them.
The thing is that, you know what, many parents today, for one reason or another, they want to be more friends to their kids than parents. And I have to tell you one thing, that I raised my two daughters with my wife, and we couldn't be more relaxed about many things. You know, we wanted them to feel comfort in the family unit, but also the fact that there was an open door policy for them to come to us first with any of the problems, because they were not going to get yelled at or anything else. If they broke the rules, they may get disciplined. They knew that.
But it goes both ways.
But the fact
And you have to have an open door policy with them, and they have to have an open door policy with you.
That's right. That's right. Today it's more of a buddy type of a thing, and hey, you'll know how to take care of it. Let us take a little break here. This is getting a little bit too interesting. Let it go, but we'll be right back.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less.
800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, we are back, and this is Orly with Lifestyle Buzz, and my guests, Pat Montoya, Phil Englander. Philip, you are a deputy sheriff.
I've been a reserve deputy sheriff. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So in that line of service, do you see more, or are you involved more in the situation of drugs, and this is the reason why you're involved with Not One More?
Well, I actually became involved with Not One More through a networking group that I was president of at the time, and we had to adopt were we asked to adopt a nonprofit in our community. And we chose Not One More. As a reserve deputy, I do see the problems that drug addiction has caused. I do see the issues where drug addiction does lead to other crimes because people need money to pay for these addictions.
Right.
I've seen what I feel in our city, the homelessness population increase, and a lot of it I think is related to the drug addiction. And I think heroin being probably one of the least expensive narcotics out there to purchase, but it's becoming more and more dangerous. You don't know who you're getting it from. You don't know who they're getting it from. We're finding cases of heroin being laced with other narcotics that are killing people.
Yeah.
And it's becoming very dangerous for law enforcement because if they come in contact with these narcotics that are laced with other narcotics, it can have deadly consequences. So it's becoming more and more of an epidemic, and unfortunately, it's trying to find out where does this epidemic start. Does it start in the home? Does it start at school? Does it start does it start with prescription narcotics and leading up to something else? So it's an epidemic that is really hitting our communities.
Now, you guys have actually been involved in this project from the Simi Valley,
Correct.
which is by relation to other places, it's a small community. Have you seen an increase, a decrease? Is it something that is really getting out of hand? Because if you're in the Simi Valley and it's really getting bad, I hate to imagine what it's like in the LA area.
Right.
And what can we do to bring it under control?
From my standpoint, I think I can't say if it's getting worse or better, but I think the awareness is bringing more attention. So if you're on Facebook, everything is being blamed on drug addiction. Every crime is being blamed on drug addiction.
Right.
And I think that they use that as an excuse to make the situation more in the forefront. I think Pat can probably speak. Unfortunately, when I attend events with Not One More, a lot of the parents that get involved, it's after the fact.
Yeah,
it's after they've lost a child, after they've lost a loved one.
That is actually one of the things that I wanted to touch on, is the fact that people are not in a preventive mode ever for anything.
Right.
It's always an activity after the fact. And by that time, things happen. One of the things that I find that admirable is that you guys are trying to reach the young people today.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been a little critical of today's youth because I'm a people watcher. And I always try to look for people that are in the mode and doing something creative, that type of stuff. Yet I see a lot of the young people today are laid back, always playing with their little gadget, not doing anything. I mean, half of them look like they're allergic to fresh air, for God's sake. And and I don't know if I'm being overly critical or whatever, because I don't know how to go about reaching these young people,
right,
motivating them. And one of the things that I've always criticized is that for the longest time there has been a drive to end competitiveness in our society. Mm-hmm. Like if it was something really, really awful to be competitive. I believe competitiveness opens up the channels to discuss many things, to be in contact with people's feelings and,
right,
and challenge people's feelings.
Right.
And this opens up talking about such problems as drug addiction.
Right. I think we're talking about being an entitled society now.
That's for sure.
Yep.
But this segment really went by really quick, so we'll be back in a couple of seconds before we go to our break. Stay tuned.
Picture yourself and your loved one saying, "I do," with a stunning sunset behind you and the sound of the waves gently lapping the shore. We can make that dream wedding come true. Ka'anapali Beach Hotel offers oceanfront and ocean view venues for a perfect backdrop to all your wedding memories. Choose from our wedding and vow renewal packages or let us customize a ceremony just for you. Call 661-0011 or visit ka'anapaliweddings.com and let us help you create that once-in-a-lifetime occasion.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. What happened to summer? You turn around and it's gone. So what do? Solution. Either stop turning around or head on over to Columbo's and enjoy the most delicious steaks imaginable. Seafood that brings awe and wonderment to your happy little taste buds. Columbo family Italian recipes so special they're kept under lock and key at an undisclosed and secure location. Jazz every night and the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more? Oh, but I will. Enjoy the summer and head on over to Columbo's Italian Steakhouse, Good Time Central. Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, mangia.
The following ad contains shocking material. Listener discretion is advised. Is someone in your family playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette? Over 43,000 people die a year from drug overdose. 120 people a day. 5 people every hour. 1 person every 12 minutes. 88,000 people die every year from alcohol abuse. Over 240 people a day. 10 an hour. 1 person every 6 minutes. Somebody you know may be next. Learn how to help someone you love get away from the drugs, alcohol, and bad influences. With the FMLA, people can take a leave of absence from their job and still keep it. Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-378-3315, 800-378-3315, 800-378-3315. That's 800-378-3315.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Destination South Point. 11 great restaurants, bingo, bowling, movies, race books, sports books, spa, live entertainment, oversized rooms, and the rates unbeatable. The South Point Las Vegas. Book now. Online at southpointcasino.com or call 866-791-7626. southpointcasino.com or call 866-791-7626. At the South Point Las Vegas, you're always a winner.
All right, we are back, and this is Orly with Lifestyle Buzz, and we are in the midst of a very, very interesting conversation here. And one of the comments that I want to make is the fact that we are addressing this as a SEMI problem. But I have to say one thing, that it's not. It's a national, it's a world problem, but let's concentrate on our nation and the fact that it is a problem from sea to shining sea. Phil, you are from SEMI.
I am.
What is the point of view from SEMI in regards to this situation?
Well, as a Simi Valley resident, I can say that I'm proud of our city because our mayor at the time, Bob Huber, had recognized that there is an epidemic statewide. It was one of the first cities that I'm aware of that actually recognized this and partnered with a group to try to combat this this epidemic and make it known. It is not a Simi Valley problem. It is a statewide issue. It is a nationwide issue. We just, instead of brushing it under the rug, have said, wait a minute, let's combat this. Let's find a way to fix this or bring recognition to the issue and then work with groups like Not One More.
Well, many of the cities are more concerned with image of being the beautiful people, being cool, being whatever, and they shine off the ugly side. every single city, regardless of what, you can go to Beverly Hills and you'll find homeless in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
So I don't understand why some of these city people, leaders, shine off the truth. See, I've always been an honest person. I like honesty. I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like lies, you know. And I don't understand why many cases, instead of helping, people actually make the problem bigger by keeping quiet on it.
Right. I think that's a problem of economics then, because people would say, oh, you guys have a drug problem in your city, we're not going to go to your schools, or we're not going to bring our businesses there.
Mm-hmm.
But I change that around. I tell people I'd rather live in a city that's doing something about it,
right,
than to live in a city that knows about the problem and doing nothing.
I think the different city fathers or leaders or whatever, they should actually be more honest, and whoever wants to come into the city, welcome, but know that you are expected to help eradicate the bad news.
Right, right.
Right. I commend our city for taking those steps.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
we're just a small group of people. We just been able to get out there and create this platform, but it was also, we wouldn't be able to do what we did if our city didn't speak up and say, you know what, let's do something as a community.
Not One More is not a small organization now. It's a pretty good size.
It is not. It is not. And
you're outside of the Simi area, right?
Right. We have only one other chapter, but many groups that we work with within California. But we have 14 chapters across the country right now.
Okay.
This isn't just like Phil said, it isn't a Simi Valley or a city problem.
Right.
It's not our community problem. It's not a statewide. It's a countrywide, and if not, it's a worldwide problem.
The only reason why I refer to Simi is the fact that you guys both came from there.
Yes.
And you should be held as a shining example of what to do.
Right.
Instead of being, oh, well, it's a little city that, no, it's actually a pretty well-developed city now.
Right.
I remember it when it used to be Santa Susana, because there was an airport there.
Oh, yes.
I used to go practice at Santa Susana, and every time I landed, a guy would run with his bicycle and grab the wingtip and charge me $0.25 for each landing. So, I mean, that's how quaint it was, you know? It was really cool. Now it's a well-developed major city up to a point.
It's a very economically strong city as well.
Yeah, it is. You know, so it's very, very surprising. You help produce these?
Yes, we did. One of the things that we do is we encourage peer-based type actions on the schools. You know, it isn't me going onto a school and speaking for an hour and a half and expecting the change to happen just at that moment. The changes come through constant awareness, constant education. And so one of the things we have is, it's called a Not One More Club, and we encourage young kids on campuses to have a support group on campuses and put out their own educational stuff. And part of the two of the programs that we had was two different students from high schools. They created these videos. One of them was Alex Martinez, and he created Poison, and you can find that on YouTube. And then Rewind, which was made by a different group of high school students, and we provided all the actions for them to create these, but we just gave it to them. And
that's so wonderful, and it's something that because of the fact that I have raised children, and I see a lot of friends of mine who have not been able to succeed. I mean, they have raised their kids, the kids are alive, but they're either, I hate to say it, sort of bums type of thing. I have a couple of friends whose kids joined the army and then deserted.
Right.
I mean, because of lack of responsibility. These are people that were more interested in being buddy-buddy with their kids instead of... You don't have to be a monster of a disciplinarian in order to get along with your kids.
Right.
Through the show here, Lifestyle Buzz today, I try to contact the people with the positive message. What can I do to help? tossing it your way. What can I do?
This is perfect right here. What we're doing today is one of the aspects that we're looking at, putting it out in public, putting it into the community, making this not such a bad subject to touch on.
Right.
You know, like you said, this is a positive show. We want to make sure that this is positive.
Okay.
You know, in a sense that we got to talk to our kids, open up dialogue, like Phil was talking about with his own family earlier. So creating open dialogues with your children, understanding that, yes, this is a problem, but it's also something we can talk about openly. It's not a closed door, behind a closed door subject that we need to talk about.
I think a lot of the turmoil that we see today all over the place is just that the problem. People don't want to see the ugly. Mm-hmm. People only want to see the pretty. Mm-hmm. But hey, it's a set. Right. It's a set. Is. You need to discover the cure for all, because too much beauty is not good enough, and too much bad is not good enough either. Right. So you need to strike a balance somewhere along the line. Right. We'll be back in a couple of seconds. Stay tuned. Go grab a snack, but do come back.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares, first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less.
800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
All right, we are back, and this is Orly once again. And I have a question for both of you. In many cases, I feel that because a young person having certain aptitudes for sports or many other things, parents will try to capitalize on that part of their childhood. Mm-hmm. They push them. And I have a reason for saying this. Many years ago, as a pilot, I met Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer came to the Santa Monica airport, and I remember seeing his Learjet with a little umbrella on it, and right away we knew it was Arnold Palmer. And wow, man, what a great guy! Because he was he was the greatest for the longest time. What people don't understand is that Arnold Palmer, as a youth, was not allowed to be a young man because his dad would make him hit, I don't know how many, 15,000 balls every day until he got the groove. But then you hear a lot of those examples. Young person that has a tennis aptitude is pushed by the parents. Basketball, football. What are your feelings about that?
You know, I think that today parents expect too much of their kids, and if they have an aptitude for sports or acting or music or anything, the parent thinks that, hey, this is maybe the parent's opportunity to shine, not necessarily thinking about the kids. And I think that's what ends up happening is, what if that kid fails? What if we set them up for? We've set them up for possibly drug addiction, possibly an addiction to something because they want to get away from it. They just can't cope with what's happening every day because they've let their parents down, or they've let themselves down because we haven't let them be kids and let them do what they enjoy doing.
Well, even as adults, I mean, this past year has been loaded with adults, successful adults, committing suicide.
Yes.
Because, I mean, they at one point, anything and everything can overwhelm you, and you need an outlet. And the outlet sometimes is drugs, sometimes it's just checking out.
Right.
But it has to be an in-between there.
Right.
It has to be not so readily available prescription drugs to minimize depression or anything. How about just being able to talk to people, to teach them, tell me, I'm not a psychologist, but let it out.
Right.
People don't vent.
Yeah, whatever happened to good old talking and a good cry?
Right.
Yeah.
And we encourage that. When we go to schools, we encourage these kids to open up amongst themselves and open up amongst their trusted teachers, open up amongst their parents, you know, and seek out that help, because mental health is a big issue.
What are some of the numbers about addiction that we should be aware of?
Well, since 2016, we had 62,000 people die of drug overdoses just in 2016. So here's the kicker. That seems like a lot, but I'm going to tell you, 2017, there was 72,000 people died. 10,000 more people across this country died.
Yeah.
So it's growing. You know, as I mentioned earlier, the state of California has, had 2,196 overdose deaths in 2017. Doesn't seem like a lot considering our population, but that's 2,000. That's over 2,000 people's families. Family members.
It's not only the person that passes on, but it's the people who are left behind with the guilt problem that are susceptible to actually saying, "Oh my God," and they start drinking and
we call that self-medicating.
Right.
As they start going in and trying to deal with these pressures and stuff like that, and there's nowhere to turn, you lost your family. I've watched whole families be wiped off this earth because they've lost their children to drug overdoses, and then they self-medicated to get in, and then they have passed away as well. I watched whole families.
Where does the funding come from?
Our funding comes from just the public. We're not into grants right now. I'm looking for a grant writer, but one of the things is when people donate as a public, people donate to us, it gives us the freedom to put our monies into the school projects and get out there in the public and be able to put out the educational materials.
Is your main outreach for kids, young people, through the schools, high schools or grade
That's
school?
What we'd like to do.
Is it high school or grade school?
Well, all of it. I speak in middle schools. I speak at sports teams. I spoke to a Girl Scout troop, and Boy Scouts, whoever and the adults are going, you know what, we need to talk about this. So some of those groups are coming to us, but on a wide, on a wide basis, the whole school districts aren't getting it, but the teachers are getting into it. So the school welcomes us in there. But it's the individual teachers. They're not doing a school-wide program. Like Phil mentioned earlier, the DARE program was a school-wide program.
Right.
Every 15-minute program is one of the drug awareness programs they do once a year at any particular high school. That's only dealing with alcohol and tobacco. It doesn't deal with prescription drugs, and it doesn't deal with the opiates that we're seeing today.
One of the things that I notice also is the fact that in the big cities, if it's not a councilman who has the idea, they're not very welcoming of independent organizations like yours. So we have to change that. And with that in mind, one more break. We'll be right back.
Lorraine, do you realize that your mother, my mother-in-law, Chef Maria, has been serving Las Vegas since 1949?
Yes, I do, Dennis. That's when she first met Howard Hughes, who fell in love with her cooking.
And in 1955, she opened her first restaurant on Fremont Street.
Yes, dear. And another great customer was Liberace.
Wow. Then in 1962, while Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack were causing global excitement on the Las Vegas Strip, your family opened their second restaurant.
And in 1972, Elvis Presley began electrifying Las Vegas audiences and eating in our restaurant.
You know, Lorraine, this is quite a town. There's only one Las Vegas.
And there's only one Bootlegger Italian Bistro.
Folks, when you're in Las Vegas, come visit us. We'll make you feel like you're part of our family.
The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, conveniently located at 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard, South Strip. Visit our website at www.bootleggerlasvegas.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
All right, we are back, and sadly enough, this is our last segment, and it's a short one. So, contact information.
You can contact us at NotOneMore.net. We're also on Facebook. We have a private Facebook page called Not One More War Against Drugs, but it's not the war against drugs per se. It's our war as parents and friends and family that are dealing with it. We also work with other groups out there, the Jeremy Castro Foundation, which is Newbury Park, the Liberty Crew, which is in Calabasas, the Addicts Mom California, which is out in the valley, and I just spoke at. We're working at coalitions and coming together with community groups. Brian Smile in Brentwood. You know, these are all parents and families and groups that have started because of the loss of their communities, the loss of lives in their communities. So NotOneMore.net is our main page, and you can contact us through there. All our contact information is on there.
And let's give credit to Mr. Phil Englander here, your contact information, because you're a supporter. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I do have a local business in Simi Valley. I'm a state farm agent, and like I said, I'm really looking to support organizations in our city that do good, and that's what I like to do, and that's why I asked Pat to join us today.
Thank you. We will have more information on our website as soon as probably by Monday about nomore.net, notonemore.net, and this interview is going to be available pretty soon on YouTube. So I recommend that people go out there and check it all out, and then go to our website at www.lifestylebuzz.today and see it all live in there, okay? For any questions, information, requests, lifestylebuzztoday@gmail.com, lifestylebuzztoday@gmail.com. And for your next travel, because everybody needs a vacation, at wholesale pricing from Brother Orley here, silverfoxexpeditions@gmail.com for your next vacay anywhere. Or visit www.silverfoxexpedition.online and check out all our destinations and all our programs that are there. Trust me, you'll never get a better deal anywhere else. For our folks that follow me on babyboomergeneration.com, I have a great situation here that I lost already. I've been approached by Pittman Casting, all right, to look for some people from the baby boomer generations that want to make $10,000. So that too will be posted on our website at babyboomergen.com, but it also will be on our lifestylebuzz.net website too. Check the details. Make contact with me. Form a little group of 3, and you can be almost guaranteed to win $10,000 because we're very smart. Baby boomers are very smart. So that's it. Are we almost on the run? Man, where has the time gone? What can I say? Thank you very much, guys.
Right. This is only the tip of the iceberg on this conversation. There's so much more.
No, there's way too much to cover. And
it's just one of those things, you know. Just thank you very much, Orlando, for having us on your show.
It will not be the last time. Trust me. I want to make sure that Lifestyle Buzz gets involved with you guys. So,
thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for you guys out there, have a blessed weekend. Enjoy yourselves. See you next week. Bye.
Because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstrup. Senator Chuck Grassley currently speaking. He'll be followed by Chuck Schumer and then the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell. And after those 3 senators speak at about 3:30 this afternoon, the confirmation process for Brett Kavanaugh will reach its apex. Republicans appear to have the necessary votes to promote the judge to that Supreme Court seat once held by Anthony Kennedy, who retired in June. Among the senators making their positions known, Senator Deb Fischer of Nebraska said Kavanaugh has been a thought leader in the judiciary.
I am confident that Judge Kavanaugh will be an outstanding Supreme Court justice. I look forward to voting in favor of his confirmation. He will serve the American people with distinction.
But Democrat Kristen Gillibrand of New York disagrees.
If we allow
women's experiences of sexual trauma to be second to a man's promotion, it will not only diminish this watershed moment of societal change we are in, it will bring shame on this body and on the court.
That vote scheduled for around 3:30 Eastern Time this afternoon. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says it's important that Japan and the U.S. are on the same page before he travels to North Korea for further talks.
We'll share with you how we hope to proceed when we're in Pyongyang tomorrow, so we'll have a fully coordinated, unified view of how to proceed, which will be what is needed if we're going to be successful in denuclearizing North Korea.
Pompeo in Tokyo meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe ahead of heading to Pyongyang for his meeting with Kim Jong-un. Pompeo's pledging that during the meeting with Kim on Sunday, he'll raise the cases of Japanese citizens who have been abducted by North Korea. Check out more news, read more analysis. It's all at townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Overseas, First Lady Melania Trump took time away from her visit to Cairo to weigh in on the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation process, saying she understands why her husband nominated Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court.
I think he's highly qualified for the Supreme Court. I'm glad that Dr. Ford was heard. I'm glad that Judge Kavanaugh was heard. FBI investigation was done, is completed, and Senate voted.
Wrapping up an African tour, Mrs. Trump was in Cairo.
Did you believe Christine Ford? I will move on that, and I think all the victims, we need to help all the victims, no matter what kind of abuse they had. But I'm against any kind of abuse.
Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Demonstrators took to the streets in downtown Chicago after a white police officer was convicted of second-degree murder Friday in the 2014 shooting of a black teenager. Speaking for the family, the teenager's great uncle said the decision brings some relief to his and to other families that have been affected by police violence.
It has become a symbol of the hope of justice for all of the mothers and fathers who have lost children at the hands of rogue and unjust police officers.
Protesters were holding signs reading "Justice for Laquan McDonald," and they had several chants. One was 16 shots and chanting "guilty," all while marching from City Hall and continuing on for several blocks. U.S. unemployment rate fell to 3.7% in September, the lowest level since December 1969. It's the longest streak of hiring on record. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Rhonda Rockstra.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares, first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? pick up your phone and call Smart Fares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
Hello, CRN listeners. This is Michael Horn, inviting you to join me and my co-host, sommelier Nicole Nielsen from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, as we present What's Cooking on Wine. Find out about the latest trends in wine, great food, spirits, and a whole lot more. It's What's Cooking on Wine, done live at 6 o'clock Monday nights at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Pasadena, California, and then the replays throughout the weekend right here on CRN. So if you love wine and you love great food, it's What's Cooking on Wine right here on CRN.
Live across America, Mike Horn and What's Cooking on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome. What's Cooking today? Michael Horn, Matt Passance. Glad to have you all with us here. It's the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment broadcast. It's our big weekend edition. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, Mike. Welcome. What a show do we have today?
We have a show right from the get-go. It's going to be an exciting one here today. We got great guests. Who's on the broadcast today?
We're going to be talking to Ben Robinson, author about Beer Hacks, 100 Tips, Tricks, and Projects.
Now, you know, I've been talking about Oktoberfest and the fact that in Germany, where the Oktoberfest began, they're saying Oktoberfest is winding down, and I'm saying, hey, we're just starting October. We should just be beginning Oktoberfest. Ben is going to answer that question for us today because he is the author of Beer Hacks, 100 Tips, Tricks, and Projects. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Plus, we'll find out some interesting things about beer as well for you, too. Who else on the show?
Also joining us, good friend of the show, Susan Zorinsky.
Yeah, Z will be here from 48 Hours. She is the executive producer, and she's got a great show lineup for you. The new season has started, and we'll have all the details for you. Plus, a lot of things happening for you. It's National Body Language Day today. You see what I'm telling you right now? Can you tell
I see what you're
my
doing.
Language?
Oh, wait a minute.
Look at my arms and look at my hands.
Okay.
See, there you go.
Okay, hashtag me too.
All right, there you have it. It's National Body Language Day. It recognizes the significance of nonverbal communication in your life. You send out silent messages you don't even realize sometimes you're sending out to others, maybe from a smile to shrugging your shoulders. Your body reveals your emotions and your thoughts. Back in 1872, remember Charles Darwin? Those of you old-timers. Oh, even you. Good. I'm glad they still...
Yeah, he's old buddy. We still talk.
Still glad they talk about Charles Darwin in school. In 1872, Darwin detailed his observations of nonverbal behavior in his book called The Expression of Emotion in Man and Animals. And he noticed that both people, and non-humans use body language to communicate. That's why sometimes they call me the Beastmaster. I can look at my dog and I know what she is thinking. But long before Charles Darwin, there were primitive people who relied just on body language, on hand motions, gestures, facial expressions, different things to communicate their needs, their wants, and their concerns. So this is National Body Language Day today. Check people out. This will be good. Don't talk, just look at them. There you go. Also, Get Funky Day today. I don't know.
Yes.
Find your groove. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
There's too many days. This is crazy. Thank you. Oh, no, there goes Matt. Look at that body language. Whoa, Matt.
Feel that music.
I've never seen you move like that. It's like Courtney's wedding reception all over again.
Yeah.
Whoa, he goes down. Anyways, National Get Funky Day encourages all of you to break out of your funk, get funky. Thank you very much, Stevie. Keeps life interesting. Watch your interactions between your customers, your co-workers, and your loved ones improve when you get funky. Funky is infectious, they say. And, they say smiling is infectious.